Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Wine. Welcome back to art class. Today we're going to talk about finishing our Cubist portraits by adding color. Now, you can choose any material you want for color. Today I'm using crayons, but materials like oil pastels, crayons, markers even, or colored pencils would be great choices depending on what you want to do. So, let's get started. One thing you want to think about is choosing a small group of colors to create your color scheme. So this might look like a lot of different colors, but if you notice, what I've done is I have a group of oranges, a group of violets, and a group of greens. Now, I chose these colors because they are secondary colors, and I have some words in my artwork that says crazy mixed up world, crazy mixed up world. So I was trying to show colors that did not blend well together. So I went with the group of secondary colors because I know that those colors typically don't blend if I mix like the orange and the green. But I did choose different groups of colors because if I want to do some color blending, then I can do that using similar colors. So if you want to do color blending, which is what I've done in these areas, let me zoom in just a bit so you can see how I did that. So remember, if I'm blending colors, it means I need to mix two colors together. So what I like to do is I start with the first color, and I'm still working on neatness, so I still want to color in one direction, covering my peekaboo spaces. But what I'm gonna do is, instead of always pressing hard, I'm gonna start to change the value a little bit in how I'm pressing so that this purple gets lighter and lighter and lighter. And then in order to blend that, I have to have a color that it will blend well with. So I've got the purple, and then I've got the red violet that I'm gonna use to blend it with. And then I just start at the other end if I'm blending. And again, I start off with a pretty hard pressure. But then as that red violet gets up into the violet, I want to start to lighten that pressure just a little bit. And in order for those two colors to look like they are blending together, I'm going to keep going and overlapping those two colors together. So blending means I have to mix two colors together. Now, another thing that I decided to do to help make sense of this crazy mixed up portrait is I also decided that in my color groupings, I'm using purple for all of my background spaces. So all of my background spaces get the purple. Then I decided for my hair, I'm sort of using the orange. Even though my hair isn't really orange, that's okay. And I can do some different things again with the hair. I could blend the colors that I have, one to the other, or I could continue to create this line texture that I've done with the black and white. So another thing you could do with your color areas is you could use those color areas to create some sort of line or some sort of texture. So just like I did with the black and white areas, and I would keep coloring that, then I can come back in and I could add this extra color, even making it look like these same lines, just to make it interesting and to make it a little bit different. And then the last thing I'm working on is my face. And I decided again to keep things slightly similar. For my face, I'm just using different colors of green. And instead of blending those colors together to make it look all strange, crazy, and mixed up, I am simply using the black lines to create different shapes, and I am coloring each one of those different shapes in with a different color of green. So I really want to take a look at how I'm using these colors. And I'll come back with a different color for the lips. As long as I'm working neatly and staying inside the lines, it gives me lots of different choices. So when you're adding your colors today, think about the colors you want to use. What kind of message are you sending with those colors? And think about how you want to group and organize those colors. You could certainly have very strange mixed up colors. I could have my face full of many different colors, or I could have a face that is just different tints and shades of one color, which is what I'm doing. And that's it. You're just going to keep going, keep coloring, and keep working on adding on, and then we'll be off to the races. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I cannot wait to see what you create with your Cubist colors today. Remember, you do not need to color the areas that have the black and white patterns. You can certainly leave those areas black and white. And just because it's crazy and mixed up doesn't mean that our coloring should not be neat, because we don't want to lose all the details that we have put in here with our lines. If you have any questions, certainly leave me a comment and I'll be happy to answer those. I hope everybody has a wonderful week, and I cannot wait to see your finished artworks. Send me a picture on Google Classroom or on Dojo. And until next week, keep on creating.